Like I said, 1,100 apprentices, 633 apprentices currently enrolled, $45.6 million. We used ARPA funding or the SRF funding to be able to do this. So this is actually a grant program that goes until 2025. And then we're looking at ways to be able to sustain it beyond this time frame. We have 19 lead schools or fiscal agents that we were able to provide the funding to, with 134 total schools involved. So like our largest consortium right now is 33 schools, and they're in partnership with each other, with the community colleges, also with the universities, and they were able to bring all of our different universities and community colleges together at the table to create the related training instruction. And then those lead schools are the lead schools, as well as the schools that are involved, are doing the on the job experiences. It's important to understand that as we were coming together, we started really understanding the barriers, and we needed to come out with ways that we could enhance the pathways for underrepresented teachers within the pathway. One of the things that we noticed, and as an educator in general, we knew that it's very difficult for some of our underrepresented population to go into a college or into a community college, because they also have to provide for families. And you also see it within high school students in general. It's a little bit different in the registered apprenticeship program, that a high school or a district is the sponsor, because they are the ones that own that program. It is employer driven. And so one of the biggest things and one of the biggest caveats that we needed to portray to the universities and to the community colleges was that it's a blend. They provide a related training instruction as a university, and they have their traditional pathways, but this is once again employer driven. What do the districts need in order to grow, teachers within their communities and within their projected needs down the road? And so really having that frank discussion to start with, that it's going to have to look different, was one of the things that we needed to really do before we kicked this off. We had to get past the barrier of student teaching. Everybody was so wrapped up on the backside of student teaching that we have to fit within this certain model or whatever, that we did finally get to a point where we were able to blend it a little bit more, where they focus within their last year of their apprenticeship within the student teaching model. We called it a student teaching model, but we know that, and that's something that we're looking at making some changes legislatively to be able to blend it and create a different pathway that's a little bit more clean than what we have right now. But if you think of an apprenticeship program, and one especially that's reaching the level of a bachelor's degree, you actually are getting anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 on the job hours. Whereas if you just focus on your traditional methods or your traditional pathway, you're looking at 750 hours of on the job experience within a student teaching. That's like 16 weeks. So when you're talking to superintendents or universities, I will tell you that I would take somebody that had 3 years of experience as an apprentice with 6,000 hours over somebody that has just 750 hours. The depth of learning is huge. One thing that we've noticed a lot with registered apprenticeship programs also is that retention piece. You're buying into that person, you're investing in them and their knowledge and what they're going to want to stay. This is also something to really think about when it comes to rural communities. There is urban sprawl, there's people that are leaving rural communities and coming to metropolitan areas. Once again, if you can get them vested in what is going on, and you pay for them, and you're showing them early on that you want them to stay, they're going to start staying. And we're seeing a little bit more of that in these with this program, is that we have rural communities that are really vested into the program, and people are wanting to stay.